In a world where each person is a universe of stories, dreams, and ambitions, there exists a rare breed of individuals who defy expectations and redefine possibilities. Among them stands the Sigma female, unconventional, fiercely independent, and endlessly fascinating. She navigates life with the grace of a tightrope walker and the curiosity of an explorer. What sets her apart is not just her individuality, but her approach to everything she touches. To know her is to glimpse into a world where boundaries blur and possibilities expand. Join me in exploring the essence of the Sigma female, a beacon of individuality, by comparing their unique perspectives to those of other women. Ready to dig deep? Come on now, ladies, let's dig in, shall we? Number 1. Lifestyle choices. Sigma females often choose unconventional lifestyles, driven by a deep sense of personal conviction. You might find her living in a tiny house she built herself, surrounded by nature, far away from the hustle and bustle of city life. She's the kind of person who looks at a 9-to-5 job and says, "No thanks, I'd rather grow my own vegetables and barter with my neighbors." Her home is likely filled with DIY projects, solar panels, and a compost toilet that makes her feel more connected to the earth. While other females might find comfort in a suburban home with a white picket fence, balancing a steady job with family and social obligations, the Sigma female relishes her freedom from societal expectations. Her lifestyle choices might include living off the grid, van life, or even homesteading. She loves the idea of self-sufficiency and often experiments with things like making her own soap or knitting her own clothes. She's probably got a blog or a YouTube channel where she shares her adventures, not to gain followers, but because she genuinely enjoys documenting her unique way of life. Her friends, who are busy juggling PTA meetings and office politics, often joke about her being the wild one or the hippie. She laughs along, knowing that her path might not be for everyone, but it suits her perfectly. While they're commuting to work, she's sipping coffee on her porch, watching the sunrise and planning her day around her passions rather than deadlines. She's not against modern conveniences, she just likes them on her own terms. Her phone might be filled with apps for foraging, star maps, and DIY projects rather than social media. She values experiences over possessions, often opting for a minimalist lifestyle that allows her to move freely and adapt to new adventures. While others might stress over the latest gadgets or fashion trends, she's more likely to be excited about her latest batch of homemade cheese or the new book she's reading on sustainable living. Living life on her own terms means she often has a fresh perspective and stories that leave her friends both amazed and amused. She might show up to a gathering with a homemade herbal remedy or start a conversation about her latest meditation retreat in the mountains. Her lifestyle choices reflect her belief in living authentically and fully, even if it means breaking away from the norm. And in her own quirky, humorous way, she manages to inspire those around her to think outside the box and maybe, just maybe, embrace a bit of the unconventional in their own lives. Number 2. Entrepreneurial ventures. Sigma females often dive into entrepreneurial ventures that are as unique as they are. She's the person who starts a business selling hand-painted yoga mats or creates a line of eco-friendly dog toys from upcycled materials. Her ideas might sound a bit out there, but there's always a method to her madness. She sees gaps in the market that others overlook, and she's willing to take the risks to fill them. While other females might pursue more conventional entrepreneurial paths, like opening a boutique or launching a marketing firm, the Sigma female is all about niche markets. She's not interested in becoming the next Jeff Bezos. She's more focused on making a meaningful impact in her chosen field. Her business plan probably includes a lot of sustainable practices and community engagement because she cares about her footprint just as much as her profit margin. Her workspace is likely an eclectic mix of organized chaos. Think a desk covered in sketches, prototypes, and a never-ending supply of herbal tea. She's the kind of person who thrives in an environment that would make others' heads spin. Yet somehow, she always knows exactly where everything is. Her idea of networking isn't handing out business cards at a convention. It's more likely to involve a casual chat with a fellow artisan at a local farmer's market. or an impromptu brainstorming session with a friend over coffee. Her friends might chuckle at her latest business idea, wondering how she comes up with them. She'll just smile and say, "The world is full of possibilities if you know where to look." She's the type to test out her concepts in the real world, not just on paper. You might see her setting up a pop-up shop on a busy street corner or running an Instagram campaign from a hammock in her backyard. Failure doesn't faze her. To the Sigma female, each setback is just a step closer to finding what works. She learns quickly and adapts her strategies, often coming back stronger and more innovative. While others might be deterred by a bad quarter or a product flop, she sees it as valuable feedback. She's also a master of leveraging her uniqueness. Instead of following the mainstream marketing advice, she finds her own voice and sticks to it. Her branding might be quirky and unconventional, but it resonates deeply with her target audience. People don't just buy her products, they buy into her vision and her story. In the end, her ventures might not always make her a millionaire, but they bring her immense satisfaction and a loyal following. Her success isn't measured solely in financial terms, but in the joy of doing something she loves and the positive change she brings to her corner of the world. And that's more than enough to keep her entrepreneurial spirit thriving. Hey there, ladies! If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing for more updates and insights. Also, if you feel like supporting my work, you can check out my Buy Me a Coffee link in my bio. It's totally optional, so there is no pressure. Any contribution is greatly appreciated. Thanks for being part of this journey with me. Number 3, tech savviness. Sigma. Females often have a deep, self-taught understanding of technology, treating it like an art form rather than just a tool. She's the type who can build a website from scratch, not because she had to, but because she wanted to see if she could. Her approach to learning new tech is hands-on and experimental. If something breaks, she sees it as a puzzle to solve rather than a disaster. While other females might take a more structured route, like attending coding boot camps or taking online courses, the Sigma female prefers to dive right in. She's likely spent countless hours on forums, watching tutorials and reading obscure blog posts to figure things out. Her tech journey is driven by curiosity and passion rather than necessity. Her laptop is probably filled with a mix of sophisticated software and quirky niche programs that make her life easier in ways only she understands. She's the kind of person who will write a script to automate her daily tasks or build an app just to solve a minor inconvenience. Her phone? It's not just for social media and calls. It's loaded with apps for everything from stargazing to learning new languages, and she knows how to use every single one of them. Her friends often turn to her for tech advice, and she's happy to help, though she might laugh at the simplicity of their issues. "You just need to reset your router," she'll say, with the same tone someone else might use to explain how to tie shoelaces. She has a knack for making complex tech problems sound ridiculously simple. She's also incredibly resourceful. When faced with a tech challenge, she doesn't just Google the answer. She finds creative solutions that often go beyond conventional fixes. Her DIY spirit means she's not afraid to take apart her gadgets and tinker with them, sometimes improving their functionality in ways the manufacturers never intended. Her workspace might look like a mad scientist's lab, with wires, gadgets, and spare parts scattered around, but there's a method to her madness. While other females might stick to tried-and-true tech tools and practices, the Sigma female is always exploring new and emerging technologies. She's probably the first among her peers to experiment with cryptocurrency, blockchain, or AI. Not because it's trendy, but because she's genuinely fascinated by the possibilities. Her tech savviness isn't about staying ahead of the curve for status. It's about satisfying her endless curiosity and making life more interesting. Her approach to tech is a blend of practicality and creativity. She uses it to enhance her daily life, streamline her projects, and even as a medium for artistic expression. Whether she's coding a new website, building a custom PC, or just figuring out how to make her smart home a little smarter, she brings the same level of enthusiasm and ingenuity. And while her friends might joke about her being a tech wizard, she just sees it as another way to explore and understand the world. Number 4. Existential outlook. Sigma females tackle existential questions like they're navigating a maze at a carnival, curiously and with a hint of amusement. They're not afraid to ponder the big stuff. What's the meaning of life? Why are we here? While others might shy away from such deep thoughts or drown them in distractions, Sigma females dive right in, armed with a cup of coffee and a quirky sense of humor. For them, existential outlook isn't just a philosophical exercise. It's a journey of self-discovery and exploration. They're the ones who might spend a rainy afternoon contemplating the universe or engaging in lively debates about the nature of reality. Their approach is more about asking the right questions than finding definitive answers, embracing the uncertainty of it all like a thrilling mystery novel. While some may find existential pondering daunting or overwhelming, Sigma females find it liberating. They see life as a grand adventure filled with twists and turns, and they're determined to make the most of every moment. They're like detectives unraveling clues about the human experience, always seeking deeper meaning beneath the surface. What sets the Sigma female apart is her ability to find humor in the existential absurdities of life. She's the one who cracks jokes about the universe's sense of irony, or ponders whether cats have existential crises too. Her wit and perspective bring a lightness to discussions that could easily veer into heavy territory. While others might search for meaning in concrete achievements or societal norms, the Sigma female finds fulfillment in the journey of self-discovery and the pursuit of personal growth. She's not afraid to challenge assumptions or explore unconventional ideas, knowing that each insight gained brings her closer to understanding her place in the cosmos. Number 5. Energy management. Managing energy for a Sigma female is like juggling flaming torches. She's skilled at keeping everything aloft without getting burned out. Unlike some who might drain their batteries chasing every shiny opportunity, she's strategic about where she directs her energy. Think of her as a power plant that knows when to generate full steam ahead and when to conserve energy for the long haul. When it comes to tasks and commitments, she's the queen of prioritization. She doesn't just dive into projects, she calculates the effort needed, allocates resources wisely, and ensures she's not spreading herself too thin. While others might boast about their ability to multitask, she prefers to focus intensely on one task at a time, delivering quality results without sacrificing her sanity. Her approach to energy management isn't just about work, it extends to her personal life too. She knows when to recharge her batteries with downtime, whether it's binge-watching a favorite series or taking a leisurely hike in nature. She values balance and understands that maintaining peak performance requires occasional pit stops for self-care and rejuvenation. What sets the Sigma female apart is her ability to listen to her body and mind. She's like a ninja, sensing when fatigue is creeping in and knows exactly when to switch gears or take a well-deserved break. She's not afraid to say no to unnecessary drains on her energy, whether it's a social event that doesn't align with her priorities or a project that's more trouble than it's worth. Her friends might marvel at her ability to stay cool under pressure and admire her knack for maintaining a healthy work-life balance. She's the one who offers sage advice on time management and energy preservation, often with a witty remark or two thrown in for good measure. While others might burn out from overcommitment, she's the beacon of efficiency and self-awareness. While other females might equate busyness with productivity, the Sigma female understands that true productivity comes from managing energy wisely. She's not interested in being busy for the sake of it. She's focused on achieving meaningful goals while preserving her well-being along the way. Number 6. Her leadership style. Sigma females lead from behind the scenes like the mastermind pulling the strings in a heist movie, but without the criminal activity. They're the ones who influence decisions subtly, using their insights and strategies rather than barking orders. She's the type who in a team meeting will suggest an idea so casually that everyone thinks it was their own by the end of the discussion. It's not about getting credit for her, it's about getting the job done right. Other females often embrace more traditional leadership roles where visibility and direct management are key. They're the team captains, the department heads, the ones leading the charge with clear directives and motivational speeches. They thrive in roles where their leadership is front and center, guiding their teams with a hands-on approach. In contrast, the Sigma female prefers a more understated style. She's the quiet powerhouse who influences outcomes through thoughtful advice and strategic planning. Her leadership is felt rather than seen. She builds her authority on respect and competence rather than position. You might not always notice her steering the ship, but you'll definitely feel the change in direction. Her office might not have a fancy title on the door, but she's the go-to person when things get tricky. Need a creative solution to a complex problem? She's got you covered. Looking for a new approach to boost team morale? She's already thought of 3. Her leadership isn't about being in the spotlight. It's about making sure the spotlight is pointing in the right direction. Her friends and colleagues might joke that she's the wizard behind the curtain, making magic happen without drawing attention to herself. She laughs it off, knowing that her satisfaction comes from seeing her ideas succeed, not from the accolades. She's not one for grand gestures or dramatic speeches. Instead, she prefers to drop pearls of wisdom in conversations and let others take the credit. Her leadership style fosters an environment where others feel empowered to take initiative. She builds people up, helping them recognize their own strengths and capabilities. This approach can create a ripple effect where her team members become more confident and proactive, driving the group's success forward. While other females might thrive on the visibility and recognition that comes with traditional leadership roles, the Sigma female finds her fulfillment in the quieter moments of achievement. She celebrates the victories of her team, knowing that her influence played a part in their success. Her leadership is like the foundation of a building, crucial, steadfast, and often unnoticed, but absolutely essential. Number 7. Approach to decision-making. Sigma females make decisions like they're playing a game of chess, strategically and several moves ahead. They're not the type to rush into choices impulsively or be swayed by the latest trends. When faced with a dilemma, they take their time, weighing all the options like a judge deliberating a verdict. You won't catch them flipping a coin or relying on gut feelings alone. They prefer to gather data, analyze scenarios, and consider the long-term consequences. On the other hand, other females might make decisions based on intuition or emotions. They trust their instincts and may prioritize immediate outcomes or personal feelings when reaching conclusions. Their decision-making process can be more spontaneous and driven by the moment rather than meticulous planning. What sets the Sigma female apart is her ability to detach from emotions and approach decisions with a cool, analytical mindset. It's not that she lacks feelings, she just knows how to set them aside when logic needs to prevail. She's like the Sherlock Holmes of decision-making, always searching for clues and connecting dots before committing to a path forward. Her friends might tease her about overthinking things, but she sees it as a strength. She's the one who anticipates potential pitfalls and plans contingencies before they even become issues. While others might admire her foresight, they also appreciate her willingness to consider their perspectives and collaborate on finding the best solution. In essence, the Sigma female's approach to decision-making is about balance, balancing logic with intuition, foresight with flexibility. She navigates the complexities of choice with a steady hand and a sharp mind, ensuring that every decision is as informed and thoughtful as possible. And in a world where quick fixes and snap judgments often dominate, her deliberate approach is a refreshing reminder of the power of careful consideration. Thanks, Queens, for watching. See you in our next video. Bye for now, and God bless.